My name is Diertra Thompson, and I do film and visual arts. We'll just start here, and I'll tell you kind of what it was like when I moved here. So, like a lot of, this was a shared space before I moved here, and there were, this was kind of the area where there were a lot of makeshift walls that were separating, I'm not sure if it was a bedroom or a studio space, from one to the other, and I ripped all of it out, and basically this is the area where I build props and things like that. So this is my workshop. It's really great to have to be able to have like my tools and my actual work table in the same space as my live area. Although I do need to put kind of a curtain across here. But the thing that I really, I don't know, I just really like this space because I can rearrange it however I wanted. Like if I decide that my computer area, my workstation is getting too much dust, I could put a wall here and it wouldn't be a problem with the management or anything like that. So you can really do whatever you want to the space. I ripped down the walls. I built this, like little home sew wall for drawing and stuff like that, just kind of out of materials that I found on the loading dock. I think Ed Schrader, I read something he wrote online once about how nobody in Baltimore should ever buy furniture because if they're ever looking for anything, they could find it on the copycat loading dock, which is true because I've been in other people's apartments here and found stuff that I discarded, that they've reused. So it's a really great place for recycling pretty much everything. When I first moved here, I thought it would be temporary, but then it ended up being kind of more like a 6 months, and then the space was just really comfortable, so I actually moved from a smaller space to the space about a month ago. And it was really just the studio space that I needed. I really needed a place with concrete floors and things like that, so where I could really kind of make a mess, so this was a good fit. I like that there's a real sense of community. I like that if it's 2 in the morning and you kind of need to make, people are very considerate about noise, but if I were to live in a regular apartment and try to just get by without a real studio space, the smell of turpentine at 2 in the morning isn't going to bother anyone in this place because people are kind of used to it. They just know that you're working. And it's great to be able to make any kind of noise at any time of the day. People are very considerate about it, but in terms of like a power saw or something, that's not going to offend anyone here, whereas if I were in another, I can't really afford to have an apartment and a studio space at the same time, so combining them is really, really good. That's really the only reason I'm here. But yeah, this is my workstation, and it's really comfortable because it's very quiet, so I can record sound in here other than the train going by. I think the one thing I would say is that I think that it has this really bad reputation, and maybe 5 years ago or something, or maybe even 3 years ago, it was kind of like a party domain or something like that, but it's really not anymore. I feel like they've just kind of matured the way that they check people in getting in here. There are still occasional parties, but it's very different, even from when I first moved in. I would say that the one thing that people might know is that, or might not know, is that it's a really safe building. I never have had a problem here. And the management is really fast to get on things. And the other thing, it's just kind of a really nice place to live. My wing is very quiet, and people are really, really helpful. I have really enjoyed living here. Yeah, so that's all I would say.